Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm reacting to Sadhguru on Fox TV show Good Day New York. This was a request. I do a request. If you have a request, please leave the title, the channel, and the length. The only reason why I say that is because if you leave the link of it, it might get held for review from YouTube, because I think a lot of people are promoting their channel or promoting websites, so YouTube sometimes put that into a held for review, and I don't see those. So that's why title, a channel, and length. That way I can search for it. It's like, oh, there's the channel, and it's the exact length. Anyways, it's kind of cool to see Sadhguru on a TV show. I don't know how many TV shows he's been on, and well, then again, I've not seen him on TV. I don't really watch that much TV anyway. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started.
It's wonderful to have you
Good morning.
with
I feel
us.
like
Good morning.
This is good. Do we say namaste or no?
Namaste is good.
Okay.
Namaste.
Essentially, this is a way of, when you look at a person, you tend to recognize their gender, their caste, creed, color, or good, bad, all kinds of things. To look beyond that, that fundamentally the source of every life is the same thing. So when we do namaste, we recognize only that dimension of you. You as a possibility, not as what you are today.
So we're talking about like kind of re-engineering ourselves. I don't know if you noticed, but New Yorkers tend to be a little high-strung.
How can you miss it?
You notice.
Just a little,
What
you know,
do we
just a
need
little.
to do to kind of reset ourselves, re-engineer?
Well, it's in engineering. See, we have engineered the outside world the way we want. But what have we done about ourselves? As a generation of people, we are living in the highest level of comfort and convenience, but we are whining like nobody else.
So we're not finding that inner peace, the
See,
true
these-
happiness, success.
These words have become very cliched, inner peace, inner joy. But tell me, all human experience, joy or misery, where does it happen?
In
It
the
can only
heart.
happen within us.
Right.
It never happens in the air. Okay, people say love is in the air, but it's not true. When you are in love, it looks like everything is like that. When you are in joy, it looks like the whole world is joyful.
That's a figure of speech. It's not to say that it's literally in the air, Sadhguru. It just means that there's a lot of people that seems to be getting it on or having love relations. That's all that means.
So fundamentally, all human experience comes from within us. What happens around us, there are too many forces, we can't control all of it.
Right.
Some of it happens our way, but what happens from within us must happen our way. Right now, this is the only problem human beings have. What happens within us is not happening our way, because we are not engineered the way we want. Good engineering simply means it works the way we want, isn't it?
So how can you achieve that?
There is a scientific process, as there is a science and technology for external well-being. Similarly, there is an entire science and technology for inner well-being. See, do you agree with me that this human mechanism is the most complex or sophisticated machine on the planet? But have you read the user's manual?
That's very funny. That's very funny. So, by the way, you do online courses, right?
Yes, there is online inner engineering process, which is more of a preparatory step, and then there's a completion process, which is always direct transmission.
So you're very socially savvy, you know? I mean, you have almost 2 million followers on Twitter.
There are over 500 million people on our YouTube imprints are there.
Wow.
That's
Yes.
incredible.
But, when you say savvy, I've been living in this world for over 6 decades, so I know this world, the way it works.
And what about also the Isha Foundation that you have? Because people can visit there, spend several days.
Yes, we have 2 large centers. We have city centers, over 350 centers across the world, but we have 2 major centers, one in southern India and one in Tennessee, near Chattanooga.
Someone told me about this. I want to go there. That's closer to me than India, but if I happen to go to India, I definitely want to go to that one as well. I wonder how I would act if I actually saw Sadhguru. I don't know. Hopefully I'd be chilled, like, oh, cool, hey, you know, just… I don't know about taking a selfie. I don't want to be one of those millennials, like, hey, Sadhguru. Oh, I need like 16 more. Be
Okay.
annoying.
So this is over 2,300 acre property, which is a large meditation center. In India, it's over 500 acre property, which is one of the most important places. It's on Incredible India platform right now as a tourism place also.
And I know that you're also in town because you're I guess, a fashionista. I don't know. Are you?
Am I doing okay?
You look great. You're styling from the top down to your toes. So you're doing something that fashion meets peace.
So
or?
this is a 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. So this year we are doing many things, whatever was dear to him. One thing was rural life, so we are doing a lot of work with the farmers and creating model villages. Another thing is the clothing, because one symbol of Mahatma Gandhi was always spinning wheel, and him because this was a protest against the destruction of textile industry in India by the occupying forces of the time. So we are trying to put this back because India has over 136 distinct varieties of weaves. No other culture has ever done this. It's taken few millennia to develop these skills, but today most of them are on the verge of dying because it's almost the last generation doing this weaving.
I will say though, whenever something becomes, I guess, kind of extinct in a sense, it becomes more valuable. Again, the rarities, well, I guess, the more rare something is and the more in demand it is, the more valuable it becomes. It's weird to say, weird for me to say that, oh, monetary value is good, but I mean, it's true though, because there is a genuine, how do I say, the way it was originally done is what a lot of people want. That's the reason why people go to certain areas, you know, you don't want to, how do I say, don't really have anything as an example. But again, what he's talking about, like if you want to wear an Indian clothing, you don't necessarily want it done with machines and stuff. If you can get it done by hand, the way it was originally made, that has more value to it. It's like this was generally done by someone in India with the original way it was meant to be made, as opposed to, yeah, this came out of the factory. That machine did it right there. I call it X01. It's beautiful. But there's some authentic, something authentic about it. And that's why I think in Japan I've seen this too, where there's places where they wear the traditional garb and all that as well. And a lot of people do that because they just want that authenticness to it, I suppose. Instead of, I don't know. That's just my thinking. And hopefully I guess the original way it was done, hopefully the weaving of it will never go away. But much like in America, I believe the Navajo language is kind of going away too, because a lot of the children are not learning their native languages. It's kind of a sad thing, and same thing with this too. The way it's done is going away. It's kind of sad because it's nice to have it and hope that it will always last through the generations. That way we can always see it done, and I don't know, I guess it's something sentimental about it. Same thing with the language, same thing with the culture and all that.
Their children have all become software engineers probably in San Francisco.
True. That's very funny.
That's right.
So we're trying to put this back. To put this back, one of the most important things is to create a market. So we are exposing these textiles. We brought 120 varieties of distinct weaves to be presented to some of the top American designers so that they get familiar with this weaves
process, yeah.
and also how to use it. It's their choice.
Oh, that's so nice. So if somebody's watching right now, can we do something to make them feel better? Is there something that we, like a thought that we can kind of like think, you know, get our minds around today to kind of reset our day?
Looking for the easy way out, like always. But I get what she's saying. Well, you can mean it that way, but I would take it as in, is there a simple thing that we can do that may not necessarily give us complete peace, but it's a process, a step to at least ease the day instead of having to take a freaking pill?
The simple thing is just this. See, what people are struggling with is not their life. People think they're suffering their life. No, they're suffering their own thought and emotion most of the time. Either their body or their thought or emotion.
Right.
Most of the time, unless they have an injury or an ailment, it may be physical body. But rest of the time, it's just their own thought and emotion. What I'm asking you is, when will you learn to handle your thought and emotion? At what time in your life?
Oof. Those two things are very rampant in America today. Thoughts and emotion ends up in physicalities.
Because even if you're 50, 60, if you've not figured how to handle your thought and emotion, when are you going to get it?
Maybe you never do.
So if you never do, what you're saying is, The basic faculties that you have, which is unique to the human being, this level of cerebral activity is unique to the human being on this planet at least. So, your most fundamental instruments, which is what makes us human, you will never get to use it the way you want it. Isn't that
That's a tragedy.
Yeah.
So can you
It's a
do
downer.
that? Can you do that by meditation? Does that help
No,
reset
see,
the
word-
emotions?
The word meditation doesn't really mean anything because it's too generic. It's not… anybody with eyes closed, we think they're meditating because there are many dimensions to it. Right now, how to use the thought. There are some things which are constant within us for most human beings. Breath is happening, of course, and there is a thought process going on. So you can link these two, and because you asked right now what we can do, right now what you can do is simply this. See, what you call as my body is an accumulation. It's a food that we've eaten which slowly gathered like this. We were not born like this. And what you call as my mind is the various impressions we have taken in from the world around us. So this is a heap of food, this is a heap of impressions. So where is you? So the simplest thing is just this, that you create a little distance from what you call as my body and what you call as my mind. So you just do this, people can do this, there is also a guided meditation called Isha Kriya which is available on the app and everything. All you have to do is with inhalation, you just remind yourself, I am not the body. With exhalation, you remind yourself, I am not even the mind.
I'm not the body and I'm not the mind.
And so what are
But
you?
with inhalation and exhalation,
I'm not
why
the
do you ask
body.
me?
So what am I then?
Yes, exactly. I'm not the body,
At
I'm not
least-
the mind.
See, the most important thing is, at least you know I do not know, all right? I do not know is a tremendous possibility. The moment you see I do not know, the longing to know and the possibility to know naturally happens.
That's the thing I hear a few commenters say too, is that I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I think that is amazing. A lot of people need to say that honestly. I stated my opinion on that, but it still doesn't necessarily contradict this. Absolutely, if you have no knowledge of something, you need to say I don't know and stop saying I know something about this. Even if you know a little bit about something. So that was like the halfway point between I don't know and I do know, or I'm sorry, I don't know absolutely and I know absolutely. In the middle is I don't know. Like, even no matter how far you lean in which way, it's still the I don't know should always be there. I don't know for sure in either way. That's all I'll say on that.
Because if
See,
you
just
think
now,
you
the
know
moment,
all…
the moment you see that I do not know, you ask the question, then what am I? But you asking me,
Fascinating.
what am I? You should not ask me, you should ask yourself, what is
Right.
the nature of my existence? If you do not understand or know the nature of your existence,
Seek it out.
your existence is going to be accidental, isn't
Right.
it? It is that which is causing so much anxiety. Suppose you're just about to get into an accident of some kind. Is there anxiety?
I've heard you talk about fear, desire, that these are all…
You're a veteran.
that they're from the
I'm
environment.
saying, see, if you're getting into an accident, is there naturally anxiety in anybody? Natural, isn't it?
Yeah, of course,
So
you're
right
bracing
now-
yourself
yes,
for an accident.
Right now, most human beings are existing accidentally because they do not even know the nature of their own existence. So anxiety, we are beginning to think is natural. Anxiety is natural. As a child, when you were 2, 3, 4 years of age, joy was natural, isn't it? Exuberance was natural. Now we are beginning to say anxiety is natural. No, anxiety is not natural.
You're right.
This is because you're existing accidentally.
I'm not my body.
I'm not
Not
even
my
the mind.
mind. Yes.
Inhalation, I'm not the body. Exhalation, I'm not even the mind. This is a guided process available on the app and…
Sadhguru.
Nice to have you.
Thank
Check
you.
him out
Wonderful.
on all his social media platforms. He's got to go now because he's going to the United Nations. He's a busy man.
Very. Thank you for stopping
Thank
by.
you.
Good
Thank
day.
you.
I wonder how many of them actually still think about that today, and I wonder how many of anyone who's watched this, especially the two hosts, if they continue that process today or not. Again, I don't watch TV. I don't have cable or whatever it is. All I have is YouTube and internet. That's it. Even though I could watch your stuff, I just too much crap on the news, honestly. But I do see this repeated thing that Sadhguru says on a lot of people, but it's the basic understanding of his teachings is basically that the fact that because a lot of people, you kind of have to start at square one, and square one is always the fact that this body of yours is not you, it's an accumulation of food. The mind is also accumulation of food, but the thought is the accumulation of experiences. How your mind thinks is the accumulation of experiences. The mind itself is still an accumulation of food, like the rest of the body. So, it's just something that I noticed about Sadhguru and a lot of people who he introduces, or that gets introduced to him, that he has to always go through the same step. But it's kind of cool. It's just the basic understanding of it, and also the fact that I wonder how many of them actually took this seriously, though. I mean, I'm sure they did, but it's just the fact that life is so busy that I'm sure they forgot. But yes, anyway, the two places, well, at least the one place that's close by, Chattanooga, Tennessee. I definitely want to go there and check it out. I do wonder, I guess Sadhguru is in more social media than I am. The only social media I have is YouTube. I do have a Twitter, but I don't use it because I don't care to use it right now. But I will eventually. Anyways, that's my reaction to Sadhguru and Fox TV show Good Day New York. If you like my content, please consider subscribing. Thumbs up, thumbs down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.